What's up, guys? Today we have a doozy of a story coming out of the great city of San Francisco, California. And this involves a young man that goes by the name of Joseph Roberts, who's 42 years old, and his girlfriend, Rachel Buckner, who was 27 years old. Now, the not so funny part about this is that Joseph was a de facto spokesperson for the Me Too movement under the Trump administration. He'd done sit-downs, interviews with the likes of Betsy DeVos, who was Trump's Secretary of Education. They had a whole sit down on ABC Nightline and discuss his past and how it affected him and how he almost got kicked out of school, but he actually got suspended at Savannah State University for alleged harassment for two young ladies. And these two young ladies did this to him, and he actually attempted to delete himself through alcohol and pills, but EMTs discovered him unconscious and saved him. He was luckily able to finish out the semester and get into law school. But this leads us to the unfortunate case where he gets into a relationship with Rachel Buckner, who's 27 years old, who was, from what I'm gathering, a graduate of law school at the age of 27 and had a bright future ahead of her. But supposedly they were having different domestic issues and they were constantly arguing, and he ended up deleting her in a terrible fashion and tried to dispose of the body by leaving her near the Alameda shoreline. He watched too much Forensic Files, but he thought he was gonna get away with it due to that, but luckily he got caught. But let's get into the story, guys. Let's go.
The identity of the body discovered along a walking path near the Bay Farm Island Bridge in Alameda. Police confirmed today that the body is that of 27-year-old Rachel Buckner. A passerby made the discovery on July 20th. Authorities say the body was on the shoreline, wrapped in plastic and duct tape. Buckner's head, hands, and feet were missing. Police also announced that her 42-year-old fiancé, Joseph Roberts, was arrested today in connection with the case. He is now being charged with murder by the Alameda County DA.
Well, a gruesome murder case now heading to the courtroom. This all started with the discovery of human remains along the bay.
Today in the Bay's Chris Sanchez joins us live in Dublin this morning. And Chris, it sounds like the victim was in an explosive relationship with that suspect.
Yeah, by all accounts, from what neighbors have told us, from what investigators have said, it sounds like the death of this young woman was the culmination of a very violent relationship. A 27-year-old Rachel Buckner's body was found in a bag along the Alameda shoreline back in July. Her body was not intact. Her boyfriend, 42-year-old Joseph Roberts, was arrested at the Pleasanton apartment where they lived together. Neighbors told us they were horrified to hear of Buckner's death, but said that the trouble started long before that, with frequent arguments they could hear through the walls.
It's just honestly really scary. Like, I was like kind of scared for her, and I always wanted to go over to see like, hey, like, do you need something?
Investigators told us Roberts also assaulted several of Buckner's family members. He will be arraigned on a murder charge this morning. He will be in court in Oakland. Will be there as well. In Dublin, Chris Sanchez, Today in the Bay.
Update now on the case of a woman whose remains were found on the Alameda shoreline. Her fiance, 54-year-old Joseph Roberts, appeared in court today, but did not enter a plea to a murder charge. Alameda police say the body of 27-year-old Rachel Buckner was found in the water near the Park Street Bridge on July 20th. She was wrapped in tape, and her head, hands, and feet were missing. Authorities say they believe Roberts killed Buckner in their Pleasanton apartment before dumping her remains in Alameda. Alameda's police chief says investigators had little to go on when the body was first discovered.
We started this case with nothing, and through round-the-clock work, through the use of technology, through the use of forensic evidence, we were able to identify the victim, and through further investigation, we were able to identify the suspect.
Roberts is being held without bail. Buckner, a Howard University graduate, had finished her first year at Golden Gate University School of Law. Her family told KTVU her death has left a void that is indescribable in her community and village.
There seems to be conflicting stories here. They're saying that she completed 1 year of law school, and they said this guy was 54 years old when he's actually 42 years old. But the whole thing with this is, ladies, fellas who are watching, there are signs. There are definitely signs with this guy. He had some mental health issues as well as some trauma from the whole ordeal in college, and probably it goes back further than that. And you heard the neighbors talking about she wanted to go over there. And sometimes you might need to do that, but it's up to that person because they never think it will happen to them. Even though this happens all the time. You know you're dealing with a guy. This guy assaulted some of her family members or attacked some of her family members. And who knows what he's done to her. But the fact that this guy, he thought that he could cover it up by forensically, by removing certain body parts where they wouldn't find out who she was. But from my understanding, he was arrested based upon them finding the body, and his DNA was actually on the duct tape of the plastic trash bag. I don't know why he just thought that he was going to get away with this, and I guess he forgot that part in a panic. But the fact that you would do that to her, bro, and then act like nothing's going on after you've come this far. And I guess guys like this, they'll have it in their mind that women are out to get them because he obviously had been through this whole ordeal. He's a very articulate brother, which doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. But I watched one of his interviews. It was a pretty lengthy interview, and he was talking about the ordeal that happened in college.
Joseph Roberts is back in Savannah, his college town, for the first time in 5 years. The homecoming is hard.
So what's it like to be back here, Joseph?
It's spooky. I don't feel safe.
After serving in the Navy, Joseph was on track to become the first person in his family to receive a college diploma. Instead, he received this email that derailed his dream of graduating.
The email said, you're hereby summarily suspended. A couple minutes later, there was a campus-wide email alert with my picture. It was almost like a mugshot. If you see me, picture, immediately report to public safety.
And it was unfortunate that you had to go through that, but we have to approach everyone in an individualistic approach. If you know you have issues, ladies, if this guy is doing things, is verbally aggressive and physically aggressive, it's only going to escalate. It's not going to de-escalate. And I'm pretty sure her family members talked to her about this. This is a much older guy. He seems to be established. She might have felt sorry for him. He probably was telling her all his issues and how women were doing things to him and all this. And then it just ends up like this. Terrible situation. And I know the family is like, see, and I know when this happens to a lot of families, they tell the woman and the woman thinks that she has things under control and that this guy loves me and nobody else. And it's just, you end up gone. You end up deleted because of this foolishness. And this guy definitely wasn't wrapped too tight. He was supposed to be the first person in his family to graduate. And I think with her, she was going to be the first attorney. I don't know if he was actively attending law school, but he had got accepted into law school. So fellas, control your emotions. Control your emotions. Now you're going to be in prison looking at this sentence because you couldn't control your emotions. This is just crazy. It's an unfortunate event. And fellas, just check yourself. Ladies, know the signs. If somebody's telling you like, yo, this dude, it's plain as day. Don't ever stay in a relationship like that where somebody will put their hands on you. Anyway, comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this story. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here.